friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy and my fourth attempt at making the latest video of Zalbaar and Mission Vao. Now that being said, guys, I do want to go ahead and jump right into this. What you're going to be seeing today, what you're going to be looking at is a Zalbaar Mission Vao. As always, I'm going to be pitting these two specific characters against the Rancor. I do this for a couple of reasons. One, I love just seeing how they do against the Rancor. It's fun, it's exciting. Not every character that is introduced, not every new character is going to be good against the Rancor, but it does give you enough time to see how their abilities play out. And I think that is an important thing to see, because not always do you get a chance in shorter battles like Arena, in shorter battles like just the daily PvE, in territory wars, territory battles maybe, you don't really see how their abilities play out. You don't see how their kits work well together. Now today what we're going to be looking at is a Darth Vader lead, a Wampa, Zalbaar, Mission Vao, and Sith Lord Darth Sidious. Now, the reason I'm putting this team together is because there is a mechanic that is going to be taken advantage of highly, and that is the damage over time mechanic. And a damage over time mechanic is most effective under a Darth Vader lead. For those of you who weren't around maybe like a year ago, even maybe 6 months ago, the damage over time mechanic was definitely one of the better mechanics. It was a lot of fun. It was really effective in a couple different phases of different raids. Obviously, it's effective in the Rancor raid. It's also effective in the tank raid, I believe, in phase 2 and phase 4. Not as effective in phase 4, but definitely effective in phase 2. Now, jumping right in, Zalbaar. I'm really excited that we're getting another Wookiee that's not Chewbacca. I love the Wookiees. I would love to see a number of other Wookiees introduced to this game. They are a solid crew, and they have a lot of potential. Zalbaar is definitely a great character. He's a light side character, he's a tank, a scoundrel, and Old Republic. Now this tank, he's very reactive. He is a solid tank. His basic ability is called Stalwart Ally, deals physical damage and inflicts 2 damage over time effects on target enemy for 2 turns. Zalbaar then recovers 10% health, or it just says Zalbaar recovers 10% health. It doesn't say after he inflicts, it just says Zalbaar recovers. Just by activating the ability, it sounds like he's going to recover that health regardless of whether he hits or not. His first special attack, his actually only other attack, is called Power Blast. It has a 3-turn cooldown, and it deals what is called Armor Shred. Now this is really cool. For those of you who are fans of Sabine Wren, you know what this ability does. It essentially ignores armor and is friggin' sweet. But the text reads, deal physical damage to all enemies and gain taunt for 3 turns. On a critical hit, inflict Armor Shred on target enemy for the rest of the battle. Now that is very important, because it's going to play a major role in raids. It's going to play a major role in longer battles where characters live longer. It's definitely something that is going to be valuable. Now, his first unique ability is called Wookiee Toughness. It reads, Zalbaar gains 20% stacking defense each time he is attacked for 1 turn. Now here's the thing, Zalbaar is going to gain taunt a lot. He's also going to have retribution, as you'll see here in his next unique. The fact that he's going to be able to gain stacking defense is definitely something that I think is valuable. It's not the most effective tool, it's not the best ability, but 20% stacking defense is going to add up, and it's going to add up quickly, especially against those characters, against those teams that are fast, that are effective attackers. I think of in the tank raid, how in phase 3 you have all of those little droids, those B1 battle droids, just shooting one right after the other. I think of the Ewoks in the Ewok events, shooting fast. I mean, he's going to gain defense up quickly, and it's going to be very effective. Now, His second unique ability is called Mission's Guardian. Now this is his only Zeta ability. It is his only Zeta-able ability. Zalbaar has 25% critical avoidance. Now if Mission is present, she also gains this bonus, just right off the bat. When any other ally falls below 100% health, Zalbaar and Mission recover 10% protection for each damage over time effect on enemies. Now this is why I said under a Vader lead. So for those of you who don't know what Vader leads, especially Vader's lead when it's Zeta, it brings that damage over time. Every time they are negated, every time they go away, they are then brought back immediately. And so as you see in this video, as you see, they're just stacking damage over time on these Gamorreans. They are just stacking damage over time on the Rancor. It is phenomenal. It is really, really cool, because up until, you know, they do some solid damage against this Big Z, he survives really, really well. Now, moving on to Mission Vao, she's an attacker, a scoundrel, and Old Republic, as obviously. Her first ability is called Don't Blink. Now, Blink is something that it's a new mechanic that's going to be introduced with her. It deals physical damage. The ability deals physical damage to target enemy with a 70% chance to inflict daze for 2 turns, which is really sweet. Mission then gains 10% turn meter if the target enemy is debuffed, which against her and Zalbaar, that's going to happen a lot. Now, Street Smarts, her first special ability, here again, her only other attack. Mission Vao dispels all debuffs on herself, gains 50% turn meter, and stealth for 1 turn. Mission and Zalbaar gain protection up for 50%, or 50% protection up, for 2 turns. Inflict blind on target enemy for 2 turns. So blind is the name of this new mechanic. Now what blind does is, instead of having an automatic hit, it is an automatic miss on a character's next turn if your enemy is attacking someone with the evade ability or with evade stats. Now, what's interesting about this, if you or the person who has blind on him or her is attacking someone who's stunned or otherwise incapacitated, who couldn't evade, this doesn't affect, right? This doesn't play a part. Also, if they use an ability that can't be evaded, doesn't affect. It doesn't dispel the blind, right? You are still hit, which sucks, because there's some abilities that are awesome that can't be evaded. So, you know, I'm thinking Darth mask face with the white mask face. That guy, you know what I'm talking about. Him. His name escapes me now. But Darth mask's face, his obviously can't be evaded. There's a number of other characters who can't be evaded. And so, you know, it's a solid ability for certain areas of the game. Her first unique ability is called Now You See Me. Mission has 80% potency and inflicts damage over time on target enemy for 2 turns when she uses an ability. So that's any ability which can't be evaded. So this damage over time cannot be evaded, so that's pretty sweet. When an enemy resists, Mission Vao gains 20% potency stacking until she inflicts a damage over time effect. Again, pretty freaking sweet. Her next ability, her second unique ability, which is again her Zeta-able ability, is called Me and Big Z Forever, which just seems like a tattoo. I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks that. But Me and Big Z Forever, Mission Vao has plus 50% offense. Sweet. If Zalbaar is present, he also gains this bonus. Once per turn, Mission assists when Zalbaar uses an ability. When Zalbaar takes damage from an attack, Mission gains 10% offense stacking for 2 turns. When Mission deals damage to any enemy, or to an enemy, Zalbaar recovers 10% health. Now remember this, guys, when Zalbaar is taking damage, if he's taking a lot of damage, what's going to happen is Mission is going to get stack of stack of stack of stack of stack of offense. This included with her additional 50%. So let's assume that everyone attacks Zalbaar twice. That's at least a 150% increase in offense for Mission Vao. That is going to make her hit really freaking hard. What is interesting, and I'll finish off with this. What you've seen in this video is a few different things, but what's important to remember is these characters are not meant to be played on auto. This game is all about strategy. It is all about getting, you know, the best bang for your buck, the best mix for your buck. And putting on auto really takes a lot of the potential of these kits out of your hands and puts them into the AI. And the AI just doesn't care, all right? Honey Badger don't care. AI don't care. This is that, right? And it's important to remember that when you're looking at these kits, when I'm showing them to you, because it's fun to see, it's interesting to see how they work together, but it is not the best demonstration of how effective they can be. I did put this crew, or a crew of scoundrels with Mission Vao, with Zalbaar, against the P3 of the Sith Triumvirate Raid. I put it on auto. I didn't care about mods. They just all have mods on them. And they do over 600,000 in damage on auto, not tuned for an effective run. Keep that in mind, guys. 600,000 in damage for the Sith Triumvirate Raid in Phase 3 is nothing to scoff at. It's not the best score. It's not going to break the banks, and probably not going to get me a ton of views for showing it. But it is something that you need to keep in mind, because if they can do that on auto, what can they do under your control? If they can do that with random mods thrown on them, what can they do with solid mods, with mods that are effective and tuned to their specific kits? And what crew really could make the most out of this? I'm not 100%. There's still a lot of testing that needs to be done. But what do you guys think? Is this the kit? Are these the kits that you wanted to see on Mission Vao? Are they acceptable? Are they exciting to you? Are these kits that you're going to go out and be like, boom, I'm buying them. I need a new Wookiee on my team. It's going to happen. There's some people that obviously will, because they love the collecting. They love they're just whales, and that's what they do. This is something that I'm going to wait for, because I do think that while these kits are solid, when Mission and Big Z are farmable, I do think that they're going to be farmable at lower tiers. I don't think that these two kits are going to be things that are really going to be break the bank meta defining. I think they're going to be good, and I think with the right team they're going to be very, very effective. But I don't rightly think that these are the characters that are just going to change the way this game plays. Like I've said before, every character, with the exception of one or two, has a role to play in this game. And I think we will soon discover what role Mission Vao and Zalbaar will be playing in this game. What do you guys think? Leave a comment in the section below. But join the conversation, guys. Star Wars is all about conversation, and I love talking with you guys. I love responding. Thank you guys for the support that you've given me in the past and the support you're going to give me in the future. Like, subscribe, share this video. Check out my Patreon, my website, goingnerdy.com, and other places. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and as always, my friends, stay nerdy.